Hello and welcome to the Downsized Cooks. This is our kitchen. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
And we are the Downsized. This is our almost weekly, not quite weekly, cooking show. And you guys have responded pretty well, so we thought we'd keep doing it. Plus we have to eat, so we might as well film it. What else are we doing? I am 56-year-old dad, husband of 21 years to this lovely lady, Laraine, and I like to cook. I've never claimed to be a chef, don't claim to be a chef, not even really a foodie. I just like food and to cook. And over the years, I've watched a lot of food TV. That food noise comes in handy every once in a while. And
especially for me.
learned how to do a few things, so I like to cook. These recipes are focused on how we eat for our GLP-1. So I have taken over the last year a combination of Zepbound, Mounjaro, and compounded tirzepatide, and I've lost 80 pounds. How about you?
I am on compounded tirzepatide. I've lost over 50 pounds. I am a 55-year-old mother of 3. And I'm 5'4" and a quarter.
I'm 5'10" and a half if we're doing heights as well. But so
I'm sitting down right now. That's why I look short. I'm taking notes. I will take the notes, and we will post the full recipe in the description.
Yeah, and the challenge is I don't really cook with recipes, so she writes down what I'm doing, and next time when I do it, it might be different based off of what's in the refrigerator, but that's okay. There are variations on the theme. If you learn the techniques, you can always learn to cook with what you have. So I'm also not a nutritionist, so people can argue whether this is great food, good food, I don't know. We focus the center of the plate on protein. So it's real meat. We're not vegetarians. We shop locally and organically as much as we can, but we're not 100% of that either. And we just do the best we can on a daily basis to get as much protein and veg in our diet, and we're not afraid of carbs. So you'll see a little bit of carbs here.
Yay,
Gasp, carbs.
Yay, carbs.
But we think there are better ways to do carbs, and you know what? I just love pasta every once in a while.
Who doesn't?
We will start with the protein, because the protein takes the longest to cook.
Why don't you tell them the name of the dish that we're making today?
What did we decide the name of the dish was, darling?
Well, I wrote down pan-roasted Italian chicken and pasta.
Sounds good. Pan-roasted Italian chicken and pasta. I have 2 chicken breasts. These are large chicken breasts. You could actually split them up, and you can make one for each person. We'll probably save some and eat it for lunch for leftovers. Yeah. So I'll cook the whole thing. And basically,
so how much chicken is that? Is that like a half a pound of chicken?
Sure. I don't know.
I'm going to say 2 large chicken breasts.
2 large chicken breasts is what this is.
Those came from Aldi, P.S.
Yeah, I think these did come from Aldi. So I'm going to put a little tiny bit of oil on them. Essentially, you don't want them to stick in the pan. Put a little in the pan. It's olive oil. Tablespoon maybe total. You're not actually eating all of this. It will stay in the pan. And then I'm going to season liberally. So I have just standard grocery store onion powder.
Onion powder. How much onion powder?
Couldn't tell you. We're just going to season liberally. Hello, kitty. JoJo's crying. I also have garlic powder.
Garlic powder.
Let's see here. I have pepper.
Pepper.
And I have a little pepper grinder, but you do.
I got that pepper grinder little thingy at Aldi yesterday. Isn't it cute?
I also have standard grocery store Italian seasoning. The Italians will tell you this isn't actually Italian because they would never use this combo, but for us wacky Americans, it tastes pretty good.
Is there a difference between... I've never heard that before, but then again, I don't. From shows, so
I think they would.
Italian
I think this has marjoram, basil, rosemary, thyme, oregano, and savory and sage. It's just kind of a.
Actually, all those spices came from Aldi.
Yeah, these all came from Aldi. These are just combinations that you would not buy. It's like saying curry from India, and they don't buy it.
They don't do it.
They just don't buy it like that.
Gotcha.
And then I have an Italian-style sofrito.
That's from Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. And this one actually has, and you could just use this one, honestly, a minced onion, tomato flakes, sea salt, dried minced garlic, crushed chili pepper, so a little bit of spice, some parsley, crushed red pepper, dried rosemary, and sage as well. I'll just do a little bit, and we'll actually do that.
Okay, it's hard to write down things that aren't measurements.
Well, a pinch. Then we will turn it over, and if you ever watched Emerald years ago, bam, Emerald, thank you very much, Emerald. We'll do the exact same thing on the other side, because what Emerald used to say is food is not flavored only on one side.
Well, you don't eat just the one side.
You don't eat just the one side. So we'll do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So you're putting the
Same thing, the
garlic powder,
the onion salt.
It's onion salt?
No, it's just onion powder.
Onion
I'm sorry.
powder. Okay. I was wondering where the salt is.
It will come in just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Italian seasoning and pretty
Italian
liberal.
seasoning. And what?
Pretty liberal, a good bit.
Pretty liberal. Pepper. So Frito. Trader Joe's has a lot of good seasoning blends.
They do. They're, if you've ever bought the everything bagel seasoning, most people will tell you that was originated by Trader Joe's. I don't know that it really was, but and then salt.
Favorites. That's a lot of salt.
No, it's really not. And what is the most expensive drink you drink? Other than
Chardonnay.
liquor. Other than wine.
I know you're referring to my electrolyte drink mix.
Your $20 salt water.
Yeah, I know.
So
IDK.
you'll be okay. So just a well-seasoned chicken breast. We'll take this and put it back on the eye.
So you've got olive oil.
This is not a non-stick pan. This is a stainless steel pan. Jojo says, I want to go out to the garage.
She likes to go, when we don't let her go outside at nighttime, she likes to go in our garage and just kitty around in there.
And then we are going to, not ready yet.
It's not ready.
We'll give it a minute. In the meantime.
It got too hot and now it's not hot enough.
Got too hot, now it's not hot enough.
Okay.
Can you fill this up about halfway with water,
I didn't know I was going to be required
You do get to help
do
lovely
things.
sous chef.
All right. Halfway up with water?
We're going to make some pasta. All right. So the lovely sous chef is filling this with water, and we're going to actually have some pasta. This is also an Aldi pasta. It's an organic penne retorte.
Give me turn this on.
Yep, please do all the way up.
Okay.
We like it's first of all USDA organic. It's for specially selected, or it's a 100. Not yet. No, do not put that in.
I wasn't going to put it in. I was just showing.
Oh, you're okay. We want the water to boil before we put the pasta in.
I know how to cook pasta.
This is a bronze cut pasta, so the way this pasta works.
Why is it bronze?
That's what I was going to explain. So what a bronze cut pasta is, the die that's used kind of like a Play-Doh machine. When you squeezed out Play-Doh, is made out of bronze, so it's rough. So if you were to look closely at the pasta, it has a little bit of texture to it. And then the sauce will adhere to it a little bit. It's also an Italian pasta, so it's made in Italy with pure water from the Italian Alps. I don't know about the Alps. What that means is it is a significantly better pasta, and it's a couple bucks, so it's not an inexpensive pasta.
It's from Aldi. It's still not bad.
So it's organic durum wheat, semolina, and water. That's it. There's nothing else in it. Let's see here. Total carbohydrates is 15% of your daily allowance if you eat the whole serving. So a serving is 3/4 of a cup.
So I always wonder about the serving size of pasta. Do you measure it before you cook it or after you
measure
cook
it before you cook it.
So how am I going to measure it to eat it?
Because it's a pre-cooked weight. So in this, it's 3/4 of a cup or 56 grams. So if if you have a scale, the 56 grams is much more precise.
But I'm cooking for my family, so how do I pull out my 56 grams after it's cooked?
Just do the best you can.
I've always wondered that. Do y'all know how to do that?
Just
Let me know.
You could eat 56 grams. It'd probably be 2 more noodles. It wouldn't be the end of the world.
I mean, I think I would just measure probably like a half a cup.
Well, so this says a serving is 3/4 of a cup.
Yeah, so it's probably a half a cup cooked.
Right. So in that 3/4 of a cup serving, you have, let's see here, protein, 7 grams of protein.
That's kind of a lot for
and 2 grams of fiber. So we'll eat.
Oh, that's good.
Right. So is it no fat, low fat? Yeah, it doesn't have any of that stuff in it. It's still a carb. So we're going to eat it. It's not the main part of the dish. It's just a part of the dish. This is actually one from Publix that's a very similar, probably made in the same factory if I had to guess. Looks like our pan is plenty hot enough, so we're going to go ahead and put this chicken on. Don't jump. She loves to jump.
You hear it sizzling.
Yep.
All right, that's good. So how long is this gonna do its thing here?
Till it's done.
I can't write that on a recipe.
Well, then time it. I don't know. What's going to happen is we're going to brown it heavily on both sides, and then we're going to put it in the oven. 'Cause these are pretty thick pieces of chicken.
Yeah, they are.
So
So you're gonna take this whole pan and put it in the oven?
in this case, no.
Oh.
But if you'll
you
let
do
me,
that?
sometimes I do. But I'm going to prep the sauce in this same pan.
Oh, all right, I will.
So I'll actually take these chicken breasts, put
quiet.
them on a sheet pan, and put them in the oven, and then we'll see. So basically, we're just looking to give these colors. So this is what a restaurant would do, but you would get it fully browned out, so it's a nice, pretty color. Take it, put it in the oven for usually 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how thick they are. You're looking for about 160 degrees
Okay.
in temperature. Our water is boiling, and then we're going to start on our sauces. So we're going to actually make a quick sauce. So it's
Make a sauce? What? Crazy talk.
So it's a much more fresh way to do it. It's not a canned or bottled sauce. So I have a small onion. You guys have seen me do this now lots.
I've seen you do it a million times. I still can't do it.
Yeah, well,
Just takes practice.
takes practice.
I guess.
Cut off the ends. I just cut it in half longitudinally.
Is that a white onion, yellow onion? Yellow
This
onion.
is a yellow onion.
Okay.
And it could be a white onion. It could be a red onion. Doesn't really matter. Got a trash bowl here. We'll put the trash in.
You need a whole onion?
I picked a small onion on purpose.
Because it's small.
If it were a large onion, I might use a half. We're not looking to make an onion
How many
sauce.
servings does this guy yield? Are we saying like 2, 4?
2, but there'll be extra chicken because these breasts are so big. I'm just because
So
it's
serves 3 to 4.
well, there's 2 servings of pasta,
2 servings of pasta.
right? So I measured
Okay.
out 2 servings of pasta,
How much of pasta is that?
3/4 of the cup per person, so it's a cup and a half.
Cup and a half.
But follow your box's instruction.
For what? Cooking?
Serving size will vary on pasta, so look at the ingredients and it will tell
So
you what
you're
a serving.
not cooking too much.
Yeah.
Because like before GLP-1, you would just dump the whole box,
Well, we also had more
And-
people.
cook the, well, that's when the girls were at home, so, yeah. Chopping the onion.
So chopping onion.
I used to have one of those slap choppers where you just put the whole thing under the,
I think we still do.
yeah, I haven't cleaned it in a long time.
You do, and it'll. I mean, if I were doing a lot
And
of
that, I mean,
pull
that,
out,
that gets them chopped up really small, because to do it like this it takes practice.
you could do it. It's easy.
Or if you have like I guess a food process. Can you do food process?
You could. I mean, it's kind of a waste in a recipe this size.
Yeah.
If I were cooking for 30 people
Yeah,
and needed, 5, 6 onions, I might do that.
yeah.
So I'm just going to push that onion to the side because this will be a pretty quick sauce, and I just want to get it all prepped.
No, we got
Let's
some.
take a look at this chicken. Starting to get there. I like a pair of tongs. Got garlic. I'm going to pull three cloves of garlic, which are the individual pieces of garlic, out. Then I'll set it aside, press down, knife, pull a piece of paper from the garlic, and then I have a clean piece of garlic.
So each little piece is a clove, right?
Each little piece is a clove, yep.
And so you're gonna do maybe what, like 2 or 3?
Yeah.
3 cloves.
But you could make it as garlicky as you want.
We like garlic. When I first got married to Christopher, I told him I don't like garlic and I don't like onions. Turns out I do like garlic and I do like onions. But my mom just never cooked with them, so I never cooked with them. And turns out I like them.
Anyway, I work under the premise that the more fresh food we can get in what we're eating, the better, and the more fresh veg. It's all good. It's all good. So we'll take this garlic, and we're just looking to mince it up into small pieces. You don't want to get a big piece of garlic and reveal. Trying to get all this ready so that when everything else is ready, we can pop this sauce together. All right, and then we have tomatoes. For this, I like the little guys.
The little cherry tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna eat one.
You want to eat one? There we go. And this, honestly, I would use an entire container. You see that piece of chicken is nicely browned. Sometimes if they're really heavy, if they're really thick, I'll put another pan on top of them to make sure that they get good compression. Now I'm just going to cut these tomatoes in half.
I'll have.
All right.
Cherry tomatoes.
Those are they're cherubs, but they could be Romas. It could be. I do like the whole ones for this, but.
What are those how's that gonna combine?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, well, I thought you could give us a little, clue as you're topping them.
I can in a few minutes. So yeah, the girls have now gone back to college after their fall break and hurricane outings. Lydia was out of school how long?
Almost 3 weeks due to Hurricane Helene.
So she goes to App State in Boone, North Carolina, and the college closed down for 3 weeks. Our water is now boiling over here. We're going to salt the water. Again, don't be afraid of water. You want the
How
water.
much salt do we put in it,
You want it
Christopher?
to taste like the sea. So
Which cook says that?
If you're afraid, yeah, they all do.
Oh,
if you're afraid of salt,
Mario
don't do it.
Batali, he
Yep.
says that. Yeah.
He's one of them, sure.
Yeah.
Basically, this is your chance to season the pasta. That's what you want to be able to do. So right in there, we'll follow the instructions on the box with the starting time of
7 to 9 minutes is my guess.
It's always a good guess.
Let me look.
10 minutes, it says.
Really?
We'll set the timer for 9.
Cooks in 10 minutes. Yeah.
You always
Cook
want it
until al dente.
Yeah, always want it to be a little bit under because you can always cook it longer, but you can't make it less mushy.
Yeah.
So yeah, the girls went back, so it's just Laraine and I. So we're cooking for 2 today.
Yeah.
And you went to the store yesterday with Olivia, right? To the grocery store?
I did. We had to buy her groceries to take with her back to Boone because we got an email that said there's not a lot of grocery stores open in Boone. There's not a lot of groceries, so bring everything you need with you as you move back in because the resources of the town are just kind of depleted. The Walmart in the town of Boone was flooded. The parking lot for Walmart cars were completely flooded up to the top of the cars. So on the inside, I saw some videos where the store was just completely flooded also. So they had to take everything out. And now they're just in the process of cleaning it out. So it's going to be closed for a couple months. Probably open first of the year, if I had to guess.
If they're moving fast. That water damage was a lot.
Yeah. So we went to Aldi yesterday and we went to Harris Teeter.
And for us, what did you buy?
I bought some chicken. I bought some salmon at Aldi. I like their salmon. I bought some pork chops that were on sale at Harris Teeter. Beyond that, just
Produce
coffee
and vegetables.
creamer, milk.
Raspberries, strawberries.
Raspberries. I got these really pretty, they're not orange, they're like tangelos.
I don't know, grab one.
They were on sale. I don't know.
Tangelo.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, they were like buy one, get one free at Harris Teeter. So that means you buy one, it's half price. So I had one today with breakfast. Pretty good.
Oh, that maybe that salmon tomorrow gets some tangelo sauce.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
A nice
See, I
citrus.
buy stuff and he just makes stuff out of it.
Yeah, it's like a food cooking show.
It's like he's master chef, just creating from the chaos of the refrigerator. So
the chaos of Laraine shopping mind.
you know, I just buy things that I think look good, or I don't know. Yeah.
All right, so
Are you going to put those on a cookie sheet and put them in the oven?
I am.
All right. So those cooked about, I guess they did about 5 minutes on each side in the pan. Right?
Yeah, they're pretty thick.
They're
though.
pretty
It would really
thick.
depend
It would, yeah.
on what you've got going there.
And we have a meat thermometer. So we'll use this to check the temperature.
Yep.
Can't see.
All right. When I put onions in this pan, I added a little bit more olive oil.
Wait, on. And off.
That one's broken.
It's indeed. It might need just a battery.
It might.
We have more than one. Oh, there you go.
Mama.
Oh, look at that old school one with like a dial. No digital readout on that. Oh, look how.
See,
Look,
goes
it goes right in your little apron pocket. Isn't that cute?
Yep,
Okay.
that's what it's for. So I just put these onions in here. And there's a little bit of browning from the chicken on the bottom of the pan. That'll just give flavor. That's called fond from the Maillard reaction though.
What's it called?
Maillard.
I don't know what that means.
Browning.
Oh. Chicken Jesus.
No, it's really the brown.
the caramelization
The caramelization, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. One got away. Trying to get away.
So we're going to let that cook for a little while
Exciting.
and hang out. Yeah. So you went to the store with Olivia. Our other child went back to school. Actually, she didn't even come home for.
No, she went to Washington, D.C. with a group from her university for their fall break, and she'd never been to Washington, D.C. before. Somehow, between COVID and just, I don't know, we just never have taken a family trip to Washington, D.C. or a school trip for her. Her school trip got canceled because of COVID. She was happy that she was able to go to Washington, D.C., and they went to
A lot of stuff.
the Lincoln Memorial, the Capitol, the White House, the Smithsonian.
I think they just
the
drove by the White House.
African American Museum. Yeah, so I think she really had a good time there. I think she walked. I told her that her iPhone counted her steps, just in case she's interested in looking at her step count. First day, she was 10,000 steps. The second day, she was over 20,000 steps.
I think it's just 23,000, yeah.
And she was
many
pretty
miles is that?
tired. It's close to
10?
10-ish,
Is that right?
maybe. It just depends, but yeah, that's like our Disney World step count. So that was a lot. But yeah, she definitely got a lot of good exercise this week.
All right, those onions, I'm just trying to get them translucent. Then I'm going to push them to the side. Crank that up a little bit and put these tomatoes in, tomatoes. I'm going to put them all face down
Oh, that's a lot of trouble. Why you want to do that?
because I want them to brown.
Put in tomatoes face down. You can't just dump them in there.
Oh, you could, sure.
This is why I don't cook. Okay, so you're putting all the tomatoes in there, cut side down,
Right.
because you want them to brown. All right.
Because color is flavor. Now, my oldest child hates tomato sauces. She thinks they were
I don't know how
invented to
how that
torture her.
came to
Yeah, I
be.
don't know. She didn't used to as a child. But if she smells a tomato sauce, she loses her mind.
She will not eat any tomato-based sauce, which makes it very difficult.
It does.
Christopher does a lot of light sauces, olive oil, sauce, lots of things in olive oil, and
The last year we haven't eaten much pasta, so it's not
that's true.
it's not really a challenge.
Yeah.
My kids are big Chinese fans, so Chinese and
Oh my gosh.
Japanese, so lots of lo meins and things, which I'll make a little bit. I'm honestly,
Yeah, you don't really make we
Yeah,
go out
it's-
more for that than eat
it takes such a wide pantry of ingredients. Although
Yeah.
I like to cook Asian, it's a little more challenging, but
Little
it's
bit
fun.
more.
Check on Mr. Chicken here.
What temperature is that?
350.
350. Let's see.
All right, and I have a spider. That's what this is called.
No, I thought you said cider. It's spider?
Spider.
Spider, right.
So we're going to pull a piece of this pasta out.
What are you
It's almost there.
What are you checking for?
Should have done.
Yeah, but how do you know if it's done?
So when you eat the pasta, it should be soft, but still have some texture and be firm, but it shouldn't stick to your teeth. So if it sticks to your teeth, where it still tastes a little pasty. it's
My
not
aunt
quite-
used to throw the spaghetti against the wall to see if it sticks.
Well,
You ever do that?
those darn Californians, what are you
I
going to
know she's the Greek side.
Oh, the
She's
Greek
other
side.
Yeah. My Aunt Mary, the Maria.
Gotcha.
No.
So we've got onions, we've got tomatoes. I'll finish with garlic in just a little while. This pasta's going to be pretty done. I'm going to pull it out. Normally I would put it right into the pan, but those tomatoes are going to take a little longer to cook. So we'll just pull it out and get it out of the water for right now into a bowl. There we go. Different pair of tongs than the chicken tongs. The tomatoes have been cooking for a little while. We're trying to get them seared on the bottom, a little bit of color on them. If I had some wine, which I would probably dump some wine in here and deglaze. But you see, actually, that tomato is actually browned a little bit. So I will use some pasta water and deglaze this pan a little bit. And she always jumps.
Normal reaction.
Trying to get all that flavor off the bottom of that pan.
So why use pasta water and not just tap water?
Because the pasta water has the starches from the pasta in it, it'll help it adhere to the pasta.
It'll help make the sauce thicker.
Yep. And then I'm gonna, if I had tomato paste, I would use a little bit of tomato paste in this case because I happen to have a jar of organic tomato basil sauce.
Also from Aldi.
Also from Aldi, I'm gonna
Scoop of that.
use a couple of spoons of that
Okay.
just to reinforce that. And then the garlic goes in. And big pinch of this Italian sofrito. It's a little spicy, so just building a sauce here. And I'm going to reduce it down a little bit. Let that garlic cook through. And then I've got some store-bought chicken stock.
Chicken broth.
Yep.
How much of that?
A quarter cup maybe. I don't know. You're just going to thin it out just a little bit. I'm going to take the back of my spoon and press down on these tomatoes. Just trying to break them up a little bit so you're not getting whole tomato bits. And then in goes the pasta.
What is pasta?
Toss it around. So the pasta was a little bit under, so not quite cooked. So what happens is that pasta will absorb the sauce and it'll take the flavor in. Turned off the eye. This eye stays hot for a long time. So I'm going to pull it off and check my chicken. Let's see what we're doing here. Take the thermometer, and I'm looking for 160 right in the fat part of it.
Turn yourself.
Yeah.
What does it say?
You got to give it a minute. We'll need another 5 minutes.
What does it say?
120.
Okay. These are pretty thick chicken breast.
All right, so the pasta is just about done. Looks lovely. So nice sauce there from fresh tomatoes, onions, garlic, a little spice. It's all tasty and delicious. We're going to take a look at this chicken.
Is the chicken done now?
The chicken should be done for sure.
So we're gonna. What's the temperature it needs to be?
155, 160.
155. What's that?
Well, you have to give it a minute.
I want to know now.
It says 158. That's
Yeah, perfect. 155.
So these are very large pieces of chicken. Honestly, I'm gonna take one and put it aside. And we will use it for lunches and make salads or
All right.
sandwiches or whatever it is we'd like.
You like the other one better?
Yeah, I did. I thought that one
Changed his mind on
Looked
which one he
pretty.
wanted to eat right now.
But
Okay.
so it's a nice browned restaurant style chicken.
It's a lovely, lovely piece of chicken.
We're gonna let that rest for a few minutes, and I'm gonna plate the rest of this up. We actually have large pasta bowls. Laraine hates these bowls. These came from IKEA. I love
They're
these
just
bowls.
so big. They're just, you know how they always say use a smaller plate? Well, these are giant
Well,
bowls, so it.
but when you're cooking for yourself, you know how much you're making. We know this is 2 servings of pasta, correct? Because we measured it out. And then we're gonna take this piece of chicken and
Okay.
grab a fork, and we're just gonna slice it up.
How do you know which way to cut the chicken?
Well, you're always, when the breast you're looking to cut against the grain, you can see the fibers of the chicken. And that way we can. My family doesn't actually like to cut things either, so
But girls don't like to cut.
then.
That's not. I know you're trying to make it look pretty, but
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
it's not. You can just have the chunks of chicken on top of the pasta. It'll be all right.
Anyway, so chicken.
Chicken. So that's
Chicken.
probably. I'd say that's about 3 ounces of chicken.
That's a
on
good
each.
guess. And then I have a fresh block of Pecorino Romano.
Where'd we get that?
Aldi.
Aldi?
Aldi.
He must to grate cheese on the top. It's optional. You can
It's
do it
not.
if you
It's
want.
delightful. And then you have a roasted chicken pasta.
I taste. Fork, please. All right, let's see. The chicken is too big to be in one bite. I'll take a bite of the pasta. Delicious.
And that's us for today for Cooking with the Downsized. If you haven't already, please take a moment to like and subscribe. We have a number of other cooking videos. If you haven't checked them out, please take a look at them. If you have any suggestions for things you'd like to see us cook, let me know. We'll see what we can do. Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
I don't cook. He cooks. But thanks for watching. We're the Downsized. I'm Laraine Durham.
And I'm Christopher Durham. See you next time.
Time to eat.